What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Yoshi. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Hades. It's everyone's favorite Thor lover. Not playing Thor in this game, Schalke. And he is indeed playing Hades. The reason I say he's everyone's favorite Thor player is because whenever I ask Twitch chat which god to play, he says Thor without fail. And he knows how bad my Thor is, but he keeps saying it. I don't know why. He just loves, I guess he just loves watching me lose, I guess. Anyways, competitive mega random group stage. It's all happening here. Villagers moving forward here onto the board that are in the middle of the map. And we'll see how it's all going to go here for these players. Looks like we've got a very, very healthy amount of food on this map, but Yoshi has not spotted it just yet. Throwing down his mana, it looks like Yoshi's going to be going for the auspicious. Auspicious is probably the wrong word, but he's going for a Kronos rush here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to have fireworks in this first game. Kronos rush against Hades is the ultimate surprise. Most Hades players will go, why are you Kronos rushing a Hades player? It doesn't really work, does it? I just use Sentinels, I get Chiron out, and you just lose. If I can advance at any decent time here. So we'll see what Schalke is going to be able to do. We've also got a very, very interesting center spawn here. I'm not exactly sure what tile set this is, but it kind of looks like a dried up pond. Dried up pond. We do have the Trojan Gate hinge here, plus 20% wall hit points. So a decent relic for the wall builders out there. Schalke going to be mining up this gold mine. Unfortunately, this villager a little bit silly. Doesn't really realize he can drop the gold off in the storehouse, but you know, that is what it is. There is an interesting change that they made in Age of Empires 4, as we do just a random aside here. If you ever play Age of Empires 4 and you do this thing where you build the storehouse and the next villager goes onto the gold, if the storehouse gets finished before the villager gets back to the town center, the villager will actually turn back and drop into the storehouse. So a bit of a noob-friendly quality of life change there. Let me know if you actually prefer that change or you think you should punish people for not looking after their villagers. It's a really, really interesting debate to be had for what exactly an RTS game should be. For example, the difference between StarCraft 1 and Age of Empires 4, for example, is astronomical in terms of the quality of life gifts that developers give. So, I mean, there's lots to be talked about where that's concerned. So I'm interested in what you guys think is kind of like good for the game and what is bad for the game in a big way. So, more to talk about here. Yoshi going up through Prometheus here. Temple is being time shifted forward onto this location. Now, he has spotted the zebra over here, as it does look like there are a decent amount of food spawns thus far. We've got aurochs, we've got zebra, we've got a handful of gazelle, we've got the boar in the starting. It's like 4 hunt locations. The interesting thing to note about Mega Random is that you can get, I think, upwards of 7 different hunt spawns, and they can all have a variety of amounts of food inside of them. To be had, as we do see the oracles ready to start pushing in. The focus has been researched here by Yoshi, and these villagers are going to be a little bit sad, but I imagine they just retreat straight away here, away from the Valor, as Yoshi does almost pick off a villager. He's going to decide to turn around. Very, very nice play there from Yoshi to back off just as they were deciding to attack there. This last villager here, 1 attack away, does manage to pick that one off. So Yoshi gets an early kill here as the Sentinels gets dropped. Schalke, wait, he still hasn't advanced? Is he in the... Oh dear. Schalke still in the classical age, ladies and gentlemen. He's able to advance now, and he is going through Athena, but this is a 5-minute 35 advance time against Kronos here. Schalke's going to be kicking himself for thinking he can advance this late here. But deconstruction down on the temple, not going to actually hurt Schalke too much. It's just the fact he's continuously losing villages. Whenever you get Kronos rushed or any variant, you just kind of have to accept it, move back into your town center, and then get yourself a Chiron and live the dream from where that's concerned here. But it seems like Yoshi just going to back up, not going to commit too hard onto anything serious here. Does he have himself an economic guild? Yes, he does. And he is indeed getting himself hunting dogs here because he's spotted the boar. He sees his own Auroch, so he knows there's at least going to be the Auroch and a boar that he can potentially grab in this game. As Athena just about to pop here for Schalke. There is an avenue here for Yoshi to come in and attack this gold mine, but he isn't taking advantage of it. Wouldn't be surprised to see Yoshi try and grab a town center here, but honestly, it kind of looks like Yoshi is going for the heroic age here. As he's finishing off these boar, an early heroic age through Rhea here makes a ton of sense. You can trader the enemy Minotaur, you get the Behemoth to push forward, and then you can just go in with Murmillo, or you can go in with the Destroyers actually, build a palace, and then try and finish off the Hades. You've already done a ton of damage here. The village is only at 16. If you compare that to how many citizen Yoshi has, it's 9 times 3 is the math, so he's at 27. Is that right? 30 villages compared to 16. So he's literally just a little bit less than double. Just a little bit less than double. So Oracle's retreating back home for the time being. Armory is up for Yoshi, slowly but surely getting closer and closer. Seems like at the end of this villager, at the 11th villager, we will be seeing that heroic age coming in. I actually really like this strategy from a serious competitive standpoint here from Yoshi. The idea being that you go for a fake rush, your opponent expects a town center to come down, and so they go for a town center behind it, but instead of a town center, you are greeted with a heroic age. Now, all that being said, we are seeing Hyperion and not Rhea, so I'm a little bit upset, but it makes a lot of sense. You can cast the Chaos on your opponent's army that's mustered, hit the Minotaur, hit all the other units, and then kind of go from there. So we'll see how it's going to go. We do have the villagers moving up onto this location over here, happily eating everything. The time shifts still coming in clutch here. Question is, does Yoshi go straight in onto Destroyer Arcus, or what does he go for? I mean, what does he really want to go for? Temple has been spotted here, so Yoshi has to build another temple or delete or time shift this one back home. The problem is that I think that these units here start, I think the overall, I could be wrong about this, but I think the actual armor stops being real here. So the building goes down much faster. The temple does actually indeed get killed, but Yoshi gets up his own temple at his base anyways. So no harm here for Yoshi, as it kind of looks to me as if Yoshi is going for the mythic age here. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, he's making Caraballister. Of all things. I don't know why he's making Caraballister. He sees the hoplites, obviously, as we do see an archery range coming down for Schalke. But this looks awfully like a fast mythic to me. As a mana coming down. I'm actually a big fan of weird strategies with Kronos. I think he's one of the least... He's a god with the most interesting strategy with the least investigation into said strategy. But I think that the majority of Kronos strategies should kind of be revolved around 2 town center fast heroic shenanigans, 2 town center fast mythic shenanigans. So the idea being you use that early game to put pressure on while getting a town center into a fast heroic is really strong here. But Yoshi looks like the aim of the game here is mythic age. He might go for Implode. He might go for Helios, as he's going to be having a little bit of fun here as the Promethean wandering forward. He'll probably throw down his Chaos onto this location. He hit that Minotaur and a bunch of those units. Nice play there from Yoshi. Makes perfect sense. As the Minotaur here chasing down the Toxotes, but never going to catch up to him. A little bit upset because that could have been an extra kill there for Yoshi. Schalke nicely microing. Oh wait, but stops microing in the end there. Sag. Minotaur 1 kill. Schalke -1 kill. In a way. Anyways, Yoshi just about to advance. He has his market coming up straight away here as the final citizen comes out. And which god are we going to be seeing? Here's the big question. No real surprises here from Yoshi going up through Helios. The only problem here is that Yoshi's only got 41 favor. And if we take a look at the Hecagiganti, it's 25 favor per Hecagiganti. So he can get one out at this point. And he's going to want to build a palace as well somewhere, I would assume. So it's the one town. This is the reason why the one town center is not so good with Kronos. It's because you only get like 5.4 favor a minute. 2 town centers would be 10 favor a minute. If you get that second town center in the first 5 minutes of the game, you're looking at about 25 favor from just that town center alone, which means an extra Hecagiganti, an extra behemoth, that kind of vibe. But Palace coming down now for Yoshi, as he is definitely going to be looking for some sort of vortex shenanigans in this game. Now, obviously, Schalke playing very defensive here. It's very much the Hades game plan, but he is allowing Yoshi to do literally whatever he wants. Just happily eating hunt over here, mining gold over here. We're seeing those cheap destroyers coming out. 63 food, 54 gold, when they're normally 70 food, 60 gold. Is that right? They're normally 70 food, 60 gold. So normally very, very expensive. Slightly cheaper because of the Kronos unique ability, which you don't get to hear much of very often. Aphrodite coming through now for Schalke as a military academy coming up. All the walls are up, but no second town center being grabbed. No, nothing really for Schalke in terms of upgrades. What's he got here? He's got himself pickaxe, no hand axe just yet. Military academy coming down for Schalke. And we'll see what he's going to be doing here as the Promethean Offspring wandering in. Take a red hot look at this gold lion as a Nemean lion does spawn here. Now Yoshi going to be wandering forward with his army. Going to push in and get some serious damage done onto Schalke here with his vortex, I would assume, but he doesn't really have that much. He's got himself 85 population already. There's the Valor onto the destroyers. Now look at this. Compare 113 food, 98 gold to what it would cost to convert like a Murmillo. That Valor actually ends up giving Yoshi a ton more value than it otherwise would. It's just the thing that I don't know, I've talked about it a very small amount, but the idea of using your Valors straight away is so intrinsic to what Uranus does, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. You don't have to use Valor straight away. You can save it for those big ticket units, the destroyers, the fanatics, using it later in the game, especially if you're doing these strategies which involve fast heroics. Saving those Valors for nothing but destroyers makes a ton of sense. As now Yoshi moving forward with this incredibly strong army over here, he can actually bait this army out a little bit. How long on the next 240? He probably could have cast that chaos straight away and then had second chaos for the Nemean Lions here, as the army just simply going to wander through for Yoshi. In fact, he's going to be targeting down multiple different locations at once as the town center is under siege here with these units, but Schalke has got a ton of units coming in to take this one down. The Hecagiganti is indeed going to get picked off immediately here, as we do see the Hecagiganti bash those units away, and the town center here is indeed going to be going down very, very fast. I'm sure he's going to vortex away from here, as now Toxotes moving over here trying to take down these villages. We do see a restoration here from Schalke, as this might be enough for Schalke to hold this location. No, it's not. We do see the town center falling. Yoshi's going to have to get out of here, but he does manage to kill that one off. And Yoshi, he kills the town center, but at what cost here? As it does seem to me that Schalke has more than traded evenly. Town center 700 resources, Hecagiganti 270 gold, lots of resources in those destroyers that are getting picked off as well. And the chaos does get dropped over here as the Hecagiganti are going to continue to turn around, bash those units away. Absolutely insane to see that that special ability there from the Hecagigantes is so strong, as the Chiron going to chase this one down and finish it off. Meanwhile, Fire Siphon wandering in onto this position. We do see villagers making their way over onto the zebra in the top corner of the map. 3 town centers now coming up for Yoshi, as the villagers going to be wandering forward here, going to try and get onto More hunt over here. He's got berries. He's got gazelle. He can take his opponent's zebra. He can forward build onto this town center, take this one if he so chooses. Yoshi's got himself a metric shit ton of gold in the bank as well. So he can choose to get whatever he really feels like here as more units getting built. He's got himself 3 Fire Siphon in the bank here. Might be wanting to get some of those fanatics out, which is indeed what he's going to be trying to do. Wouldn't mind seeing another palace get thrown up fairly soon here for Yoshi to just go mass fanatic into kind of finishing off this game. But Schalke using curse on one villager there to prevent the town center from going up is absolutely hilarious, especially when Yoshi is taking 2 town centers at this point here, as the army of Schalke going to be moving, migrating across the map, as this basically means the Fire Siphon are going to be now hitting Schalke's main base. But will this army be able to do much damage to his opponent is a big question. The town center is undefended at this point. This army here is more than enough to take down a town center, but Yoshi now grabbing every town center on the map. Why not just go straight up to 5 town centers here? Makes perfect sense, as the Fire Siphon push in, going to be cleaning up all of these houses as the Sentinel does get taken down, as the army has to retreat back home. But is it too little too late for Schalke? 0 town centers against 5 town centers and a dream. 0 town centers versus 5 town centers and a dream. As the house is getting finished off here, we do see a cheeky raid coming in onto this position, but not going to be enough. Hecagigantes is actually already over here to take down these Hippocon. Now, while the town centers are very, very weak, it's still very difficult here, as there is a fairly quick way to finish off a game where players don't want to resign. That is to grab all the town centers on the map. So if you ever find yourself in a game and you're like, well, my opponent just went and hid units in the corner, which isn't what Schalke's doing here. Schalke's actually still got a shot in this game. Definitely if he can get some sort of a gold star, spend some of those resources, get his town center back. He does have the army advantage right now, especially because, I mean, the majority of this is just fanatics. And while these fanatics are 182 HP versus 120 HP, much, much stronger, very close to a champion fanatic in their current stage. Thanks so much for the 1,069 bits there. Rave Dave Ilham, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for coming in and checking out the stream, enjoying everything. Now Schalke going to still be looking for something to target down. 2 town centers coming up for Schalke, as the fanatic wandering across the map. A little bit scared of that army. It's very, very big, very, very terrifying. Yoshi needs to spend some of his resources to get started here. He's making some military barracks down as well here, as more Hecagigantes is going to be coming out. Now Yoshi's on 4 town centers. He's going to be getting basically a Hecagigantes every minute worth of favor. Is that right? Yes, a Hecagigantes every minute worth of favor. We will be seeing this town center getting denied here, as the fanatic do manage to get in here. The hero fanatic, very, very strong boy over here, going to be slicing up that villager before leaving this location. There is possibilities for vortex kind of anywhere here, as the Hecagigantes onto this town center with the entirety of the Greek army chasing these fanatics away. Definitely see some sort of vortex over here to finish this town center off immediately, being not a bad idea here. As medium fanatic have come through here for Yoshi, the score differential is absolutely gigantic. We see a palace getting dropped onto this location as well, which is actually really, really smart to just control the town center before anything else is happening. Schalke has decided to click up through Artemis here. Question is, will he be able to keep this town center up or not? Seems like it's not going to be quite able to. No Mythic Age coming through for Schalke, and Schalke in that moment will decide to tap out. GG, well played by Yoshi, one of the best players in Age Mythology currently, so as expected in a big way here, but nice try here from Schalke. He did manage quite a decent army. He just didn't quite know what to do with it. And Yoshi did something super off meta, which is classic Yoshi. Yoshi is an off meta beast. His strategic thinking is, there's always some part of it that makes sense. So what Yoshi managed to come up with here was a town center rush with his hero destroyers and a Heka Gigantes, dislodging the army by attacking a second gold mine. So it all kind of made sense in a big way here from Yoshi. But I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen this strategy before, and I don't think I'm ever going to see it again. So well played here by Yoshi. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.